Puma Pants says hello. He's extra super purry and furry. Could be frisky and risky any second. Tail wag has begun because I'm delivering one of my damn sermons again. Today is, I think, perhaps straight to the point. I'd like to do my best to explain that interesting word karma, which seems to be thrown about in spiritual realms, especially Eastern spirituality. Karma, it's your karma, it's my karma, it's their karma. How's your karma? Used to be a pickup line in the 70s, if memory serves. Never worked. Anyway, karma, to my understanding, it's cause and effect. It simply means that there's nothing that any of us can do that doesn't have an immediate, not immediate, it doesn't have a consequence. What I was going to say that it's oftentimes not immediate, it's held in abeyance. But here's the interesting thing about karma. You don't have to believe in it, and you might just think it's a spiritual platitude. And yet I believe there's deeper justification, and the justification is every cause or every effect has a cause, and every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So in effect, we're all living within this organism or body that's always responding to everything that we do. Not immediately in many cases, in most cases, over a long period of time, possibly many lifetimes. A great spiritual writer says the mills of God grind very slowly. So I think what's interesting about us silly human beings is before we really understand karma or we become clear on it, we think it's somehow, we can dismiss it, evade it, postpone it, it doesn't exist, and we can get away with it. Now, this is more of like criminal or outlaw behavior, but it operates at the most subtle level. And by this, I mean, we might think, well, I'm not robbing banks. I'm not taking old ladies' purses, etc. But it's really what's going on inside of our head. Most of us think that what I'm thinking inside of my locked away cranium is personal and private, and nobody else knows about it. So while I might be pious and righteous on the outside, my resentment and bitterness, or my jealousy, or my anger, or whatever it might be that's negative, it's like, well, nobody knows it because what I'm showing on the outside is cool, and that means no karma. But when we really begin to get this, we realize the business that we conduct in our inner secret place, the very thoughts that we think continuously, are really the ones that shape karma the most. In terms of thinking about karma as a structure or an organism, it would be like standing in front of a mirror and moving and expecting the mirror not to reflect it. But now let's extend the metaphor a little more. Say you could walk up to the mirror and kind of push into it, and by pushing into the mirror, the image would distort. You could walk into the mirror. Now we're all living with this mirror. We're always being watched. Now I don't mean to say that in a paranoid way, but it's obvious in the physical world, more cameras everywhere, right? More surveillance. Everybody knows everything. It seems to be headed in the direction that sooner or later, none of our thoughts will be private anymore. If our thoughts were perfectly clean, above board, then we'd never have to worry about that. So we as spiritual practitioners, we might begin to understand that while it's good to clean up outside behavior, it's the business that we conduct in our inner sanctum, and it's the very thoughts that we think that shape our reality now. And that if we keep our inner sanctuary as clean as possible, then any karma that's been accrued can, in fact, be washed away. Sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly, but it will. Now, there's something larger than karma in this universe. We might call it Christ, and by that I mean a technical term. And the technical term is trash truck. The technical term is forgiveness. Christ, and it means that whatever we done, the consequences of it can be washed away with appropriate repentance, moving forward in goodness and a willingness not to do the thing again. So anyway, that's a little bit of what I know about karma. Send me your karma thoughts and be a karma chameleon. We'll see you tomorrow.